I was 3 and I was diagnosed with cystic fibrosis, and for most of my life, for the majority of it until I was in my 20s, did real well. In fact, I never even saw a pulmonologist until I was in college. I think it was right around Easter of '08, I caught a bad pneumonia, and we tried a few different drugs, but the lungs were just shot at that point, and basically just trying to preserve what we had left until we got it on the list, got the workup done and stuff like that. And I was doing poorly enough that I was rather high on the list, about number 7, I believe, and this was, probably early May, I guess, in '08, yes. And they put me on the list, and you kind of work your way up. The neat thing about the list is they don't do it by days spent anymore. It's by need, which made a lot of sense to me, and they have changed that. That used to be you spent your time. If you didn't make it, there you were. But they kind of do it by need, and like I say, so I spent 3 months over the summer, and I actually dropped a couple spots on the list because other people were more needy, and went in for a 3-month checkup, and he saw me that day, and I was number 2 after that visit. With the tragedy of Corey, of course, I got a call on the 25th, and I was actually taking my kids to preschool that day, and I didn't know that was the call, even though the hospital called, because I'd called them a few days before, told them I wasn't doing well, I needed to come in for some treatment. And instead of her telling me when to come over, she said, "Hey, I think we found a match for you." And to say the least, it was more than emotional. And taking my kids to school that morning, and I just told them the truth. I said, "When you see me again, I'm going to have new lungs." And of course, I had no idea about Corey at that time. I mean, I didn't know what was, they kind of keep that confidential, and I certainly respect all that. And so I went in. They said be there at 1. I mean, it's not something you have all day to prepare for. But he was such a good donor, and his body was in such good shape that, as you know, as the story goes, there's a lot of different recipients that were blessed by him. And so they took Ann and I, the heart recipient, and about 9 p.m. that night, and doing well ever since then, to be honest with you. And then to find out that Robin, Corey's aunt, I'd worked with her before. She was a co-worker of mine, and she knew that I was on the list, and obviously knew about Corey, and we kind of just put 2 and 2 together. I didn't know much about Corey, obviously. I kind of learning through Robin and Amanda when I had met Amanda for the first time. And I think what was most important to me is finding out he was a Christian, believed in the Lord, a boy that attended church, and then not that it would have mattered in the end as much as far as results of our health, but it's sure nice to know that I think he lived his life by the Lord, and that meant a lot to me, because I certainly lived my life by faith, and I don't think any of this was possible without that.
So we went down and we sat in their living room with him and his wife and kids, and talked and talked.
I think that may have been our first time meeting, to my knowledge, and don't get me wrong, they had me on a few pain meds, so I might be a little foggy there, but yeah, that's first, and it's just so warming to see. Amanda has a great heart, and through all the tragedies she had been through, and I've said this over and over, just had a great spirit of seeing people do well, and seeing that her son's living on in other people, and that gift that Corey's brought to us all and our health.
Because he was such a giving person, and he cared. I mean, he would actually lose sleep and pace the floor if he thought that for some reason that he'd hurt somebody's feelings, or it hurt him in any kind of way. He just could not stand it, and he just loved people. He loved to see people happy, and that was just my boy. And so it's easier to try to be positive and act like Corey would want me to, be strong and hold my head up, than to just go into this horrible state where I could be. But I'm just so proud of him, and I've heard stories after stories of people who come and tell me things that Corey did for them at school and on the street somewhere, and it just makes me so so proud, and I want him to be proud of me. I just want him to be proud of me.
I know he's proud of you.
I miss him so much, I do. To know these people and just, you know, I just feel close to him when they're around, and I just don't want to ever lose them. I want to be an old woman and still know him.